Have you had an apple this morning? Maybe you grabbed one straight from the fridge before breakfast, thinking you were doing something great for your health. We've all heard it, an apple a day keeps the doctor away. Apples are loaded with vitamin C, fiber, polyphenols, and potassium. A large-scale global study tracking over 100,000 people found that regular apple eaters had a 37% lower risk of cardiovascular disease. So apples are healthy, right? Absolutely. But here's the shocking truth nobody talks about. For certain people, eating an apple on an empty stomach can act more like poison than medicine. I know that sounds extreme, but this is backed by science, and if you fall into any of the 6 categories I'm about to share, you need to hear this right now. The key issue isn't the apple itself. It's the timing. Apples contain 3 powerful organic acids: malic acid, citric acid, and chlorogenic acid. After a meal, these acids help digestion and boost nutrient absorption. But on an empty stomach, they pour directly onto unprotected stomach lining, acting like acid being splashed into an empty vessel. A major study published by digestive health researchers found that people who regularly consumed acidic fruits on an empty stomach had a 64% higher rate of gastritis compared to those who didn't. That's not a small difference. So who should never eat apples on an empty stomach? The first group is people with gastritis or acid reflux. If your stomach lining is already inflamed or your acid regulation is off, apple acids hit your stomach wall like sandpaper. In a clinical study of 150 acid reflux patients, 82% experienced worsening heartburn and regurgitation within 30 minutes of eating an apple on an empty stomach. If you feel a burning sensation in your chest or throat after morning apples, your body is already sending you a warning. The second group is people with blood sugar issues or pre-diabetes. Yes, apples have a relatively low glycemic index, but that rating applies when eaten after food. On an empty stomach, the sugars in apples absorb into your bloodstream, with nothing to slow them down. A long-term diabetes study involving over 10,000 participants found that individuals with fasting blood glucose above 110 experienced blood sugar spikes 38% higher when eating fruit on an empty stomach, compared to eating it after a meal. Repeated spikes like this accelerate insulin resistance, a direct path toward type 2 diabetes. The third group is people with irritable bowel syndrome or chronic bloating. Apples contain fructans and sorbitol, compounds that resist absorption in the small intestine and ferment in the colon. For most people, this is actually beneficial for gut health. But for IBS sufferers, this fermentation produces excess gas that causes painful cramping, bloating, and unpredictable bowel changes. Clinical research showed that 71% of IBS patients reported significant digestive discomfort within 2 hours of eating an apple on an empty stomach. If your mornings frequently involve stomach gurgling or a rush to the bathroom after an apple, this is why. The fourth group is people with reduced kidney function. Apples are rich in potassium, about 195 milligrams per apple. Healthy kidneys filter excess potassium through urine without issue. But when kidney function drops, this filtration fails. The result is hyperkalemia, dangerously elevated blood potassium, which can trigger heart arrhythmias. If you've ever been told your kidneys aren't functioning at full capacity, eating potassium-rich foods on an empty stomach deserves serious medical attention. Please share this with anyone you know who is on dialysis or has been diagnosed with chronic kidney disease. The fifth group is people with weak or eroding tooth enamel. Dental researchers found that people who regularly consumed acidic fruits on an empty stomach showed 2.8 times more enamel erosion after 10 years compared to those who didn't. Unlike bone, tooth enamel never regenerates. This damage is permanent. If your teeth are already sensitive to cold foods or drinks, stop eating morning apples immediately and switch to having them after meals. The sixth group is people taking thyroid medication. Apples contain trace amounts of goitrogens, which can interfere with iodine absorption in the thyroid. More critically, thyroid medications must be taken alone, on an empty stomach for proper absorption. Eating an apple at the same time can reduce medication absorption by up to 40%. According to endocrinology research, If you're on thyroid medication, wait at least 30 to 60 minutes after taking it before eating anything, including apples. Now here's the good news. Apples are genuinely wonderful fruits. The problem is never the apple, it's the timing. The best time to eat an apple is mid-morning, about 1 to 2 hours after breakfast. This is when your digestive system is active, your blood sugar is stable, and those beneficial organic acids can actually do their job properly. Another great window is mid-afternoon, around 2 to 3 p.m., where an apple acts as a natural energy booster and helps prevent overeating at dinner. For extra benefit, pair your apple with 10 almonds or 4 walnut halves. A nutrition study found that pairing apples with nuts reduced blood sugar spikes by 52%, compared to eating apples alone. Try sprinkling a small amount of cinnamon on your apple slices. Research shows cinnamon helps reduce post-meal blood sugar by up to 29% and lowers LDL cholesterol by 27%. Here is a simple 7-day action plan to get started. On day 1, identify which of the 6 categories apply to you. On days 2 and 3, shift your apple eating to mid-morning, at least 1 hour after breakfast. And try the apple and almond combination. On days 4 and 5, add cinnamon to your apple and monitor how your digestion responds. On day 6, try plain Greek yogurt with diced apple as an afternoon snack. The protein and probiotics in yogurt neutralize apple acidity beautifully. On day 7, reflect on any changes in your morning bloating, energy, or digestion. 1 week of this simple shift can make a meaningful difference in how you feel every single day. A final reminder: everything shared in this video is for informational purposes only and does not replace professional medical advice. If you have any of the conditions mentioned today, please consult your doctor before making changes to your diet. If this video helped you, please like, subscribe, and share it with someone who eats an apple every morning, thinking it's doing them good. The right food at the right time makes all the difference. See you in the next video. Stay healthy.